So today we're going to talk about something a little bit different than we normally do. We're going to talk about car care. In particular, we're going to talk about how to clay bar your car. We're going to be using a clay bar on a Mustang, but this is going to apply to any car you got. So you're only going to need a couple of items for this. Get yourself some microfiber towels. You should have these around for cleaning up cars, waxing them anyways. And then grab some sort of clay bar kit. This one happens to be a Mother's. McGuire's makes them also. But inside this kit, you're going to have a microfiber towel, you're going to have 1 or 2 bars of clay, and then you're going to have some quick detailer. We're going to demonstrate how to do this regardless of what brand that you have. Don't focus too much on that. I'm just going to show you the technique. To determine first if you even need to clay bar your car, it's going to be a little bit difficult to translate through a video, but if you take the backside of your hand and you rub it over the paint, sometimes you can feel like it'll be a little bit rough, almost like there's grit in it. If you rub it over another panel, it'll feel perfectly smooth, kind of like glass. So if you've ever noticed that, and even after you wax it, if it still feels gritty, that's when you need to use your clay bar kit. So the first process is you want to clean the car really well, give it a good wash. I'm focusing on the trunk panel. This is the only one that I'm really going to be working on. If you had it hood, door panel, roof, quarter panel, it doesn't really matter what panel, the process is going to be the same. In my case, it happens to be this trunk lid here. So once you give it a good wash, however your normal method is, I like to dry it off so you can actually see what you're doing, because we're going to spray a liberal amount of quick detailer. So make sure you got a full bottle before you start this. In your kit, you're going to get a bottle of quick detailer, microfiber towel, and some sort of clay. What you want to do is spray down your area with the quick detailer. This is going to act as a cleaner and also as a lubricant so that the clay doesn't drag across it. You want to glide the clay across the body panel. So I'll spray down the panel that I'm going to be working on. Make sure that your clay is very clean. The clay does have a lifespan to it, so once you do a car with it a few times, you're going to have to throw it out and get a new one. I'll even spray down the clay bar itself. It's just literally that, just a bar of clay. Don't use your kids' Play-Doh though. So once you're adequately sprayed down, you're just going to glide this bar over. If you feel any kind of dragging or resistance, keep wetting it down. So essentially what this bar of clay is doing is it's capturing all of the impurities that are attached to the paint. Tree sap, bird crap, Cheetos, dust off your fingers, all that kind of stuff that doesn't normally come off with a washing. And what happens is when you wax it, the wax is just going over top of that and encapsulating it in there. So there's all sorts of different products. You got waxes, cleaners, polish, compound. This is just one more tool to have in your arsenal. I do feel like this clay bar though cleans indiscriminately, so whatever's on there, it's going to probably pull it off. So if you had any kind of wax on here, it's going to be pulling that off with any kind of imperfections and impurities in the paint. So keep it wet with the quick detailer and just keep gliding it over. You can work the clay a little bit here to get to a fresh side. Just kind of mush it around a little bit in your fingers, like that. And give yourself a nice clean surface again to work with. So, once you've done the whole panel, you're going to grab your microfiber towel and we're going to give her a nice wipe down. You want to make sure you have it pretty dry, because when you go to feel it again with the backside of your hand, we want to see if the results are actually there. We're not just feeling the slipperiness of the quick detailer. So at this point you can feel around the whole panel. That bit's pretty smooth there. A little bit of roughness right in here, so I'm going to keep that in mind. I'm going to come back and hit that spot up. So I just have one little rough spot right in here I'm going to hit up again. Like I was saying a little bit earlier, if you do decide to use the clay bar technique on your car, it's probably going to strip away any kind of protective wax that you had. So you at least want to give it a real quick wax. I'm going to use this McGuire's Quick Wax. It's like a spray wax. I'm on the fence about the spray wax, but I kind of look at it like I'd rather have something on it than nothing. And if you're in a rush, like most of us are, spray wax is the way to go. So this goes on kind of like the quick detailer. Spray it on. And it dries as you rub it in. Again, this is just to give the car a real quick coating on it so we don't get any more impurities embedded into the paint. So there you go. Super fast technique to get some impurities out of your paint. Don't be afraid to use the clay bar technique. A lot of people think that it's some kind of like special witchcraft. You're not going to mess up the car. You're not going to mess up the paint. Just don't stay in one spot too long. You don't want to rub in one concentrated area for several minutes. As long as you keep the clay bar moving, everything is going to be good and you'll be ready for showtime.